for your example, like you are, you are a biological male,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously you identify as a woman. Do you feel like you should be able to participate in women's sports, especially if it's like on a maybe professional level, or even if it's just kind of like,
I used to play
casual?
sports back in the day. I did cross country
Okay.
and track. And so I think that the governing bodies of sports, they have a long way to go. There's so many different things. I know that I think that if you have your testosterone suppressed for like a year, I think that you're allowed to perform in some sports, and I think that it should be longer. I think that mostly like especially in castrated, I think that's a big part for at least for trans women. I do think that you shouldn't have an option to ever like stop your hormones and your testosterone spike. I think that you should be castrated.
Okay.
I think that would be fair because then it would at least really cause a lot of the decrease of testosterone in your body, because we're talking about athletes. And so if you transition late, you have the body of an athlete. You're not just some like regular person on the side of the street.
Exactly.
Like you're strong.
Well, like Leah
And-
Thomas, like would swim, like actually
Yeah.
compete in swimming, and then it's like, I won't do this anymore. I don't wanna-
Exactly.
that's where it's almost like you have a very unfair advantage.
Yeah. And so with Leah Thomas, I know that the one they did like murder all the girls in that one. I know they also they ranked 8 and 5 in another swim, but at the same time, it's like one of those things where it's just like, is this the best thing for like the forefront of sports? There's a lot of girls who are, especially in high school, like their scholarships are depending on this, their life direction. Like it's come from a family of sports. I think like some people, they use sports to get into college. It's very important for them to do that, especially if they're doing their best. But then again, it's like, goes into the thing as should minors take hormones. And it's there's so much intersectionality of everything, and I just hope that like I feel like my opinion doesn't really change that much with the governing bodies in the sports. They're doing the research, but they're so far behind. They have so much more to catch up on.
No, I understand, and I guess to a certain degree it's a complexity of issues.
Yeah.
But I feel like, to me, and this is maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like if you were born as a male, and then you transition to a woman, I don't think you should be able to allow to participate in women's sports.
You think that they should create like a trans division?
I think, depending on, I guess, but like how many people would you be able to fill that that division? However, but you made the argument, like let's say like you transition as an adult, you do have an advantage, a biological advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So should you be able to participate in women's sport? I don't think so. And to answer your question, yeah, if there's enough of a participating group, then yeah, they have their own division, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. However, I don't think people should be able to kind of like switch genders and then participate in that genders.
Especially if you transition late, I think that is a big like side eye.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you just have so much like you're tall and like you have different like the bone structure, bone density is different.
Of course, yeah, you do biological.
Exactly.
You can do the transition, you can do the hormones, and you can live a happy life, but you're gonna have an advantage. Let's say you're born a male, you want to transition to a woman, and then you should be able to do mixed martial arts and like beat the shit out of some of these girls. I mean, you gotta be careful too.
You didn't see the mixed martial artist? I forgot the name, but what transitioned to a woman, went into a fight against another woman, a biological woman, supposedly knee to the face, and cracked their skull, and then at the end it's like, yeah, you guys like that? And it's almost like,
yeah, it's like
almost
crazy.
how we started here though, because you're not even like trying to like show like, oh yeah, you know what, I am a woman, I want to be seen as a woman. It's almost like, dude, like what's your motive here? Because it just doesn't even make sense. It's not even fair. I
was watching the story where I guess he was born a male. He transitioned to a woman, and he was playing, I think, volleyball. And it was at college, and he
what is it? Male transition to woman?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was participating in a women's
whatever,
and he spiked the ball so hard, hit a girl, and she broke her bone, her cheekbone. And it's like you do have an advantage,
for sure,
over other women who were biological women.
And then
now look, you have to watch out for the safety of the other people.
But at the same time, then it's like it's hard to paint the whole entire trans like community with a big stroke, because then female to male at the same time with sports with them, and especially if you have like a basketball player or something, like most trans men are 5'3", 5'2",
Sure.
and so and then especially when it comes to wrestling, and then because I know some people try to like argue, it's like, okay, if you're transition, you still have to compete with your own biological gender. So like I would compete with men, but then if a trans man competes with
all men,
women, it's really hard. Yeah, it's with women. Yeah. Because now they're on testosterone. It's almost like doping, kind of, and it's really difficult. So it is like, it's such a complex conversation, and because it's like trans men and trans women can't be treated the same, but then at the same time, is that really equality? It's just like there's so many fucking things.
Well, I mean, we have a a men's league and we have a women's league, and too bad, because just think about this. Let's say the arguments that we have, right? That there was a man transitioned to a woman playing in volleyball, spikes it, breaks this girl's face. What if there was a league that said, you know what, guys, we're all gonna fucking transition to women and let's all fucking kick some ass.
Well, there was a soccer,
like, and then it's all women. No, I'm sorry to cut you off, but then it's almost like, well, what if in the next 10 years that starts to become a thing, then where it's all men that are competing in women's leagues because they want to transition. Bro, when I was in high school, there was the school Columbus?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, and I think right next to it there's a school, I forgot what, St. Brendan's. Right? And the rumor was that if you wanted to play baseball and you played on Columbus, you were a stud. And whoever didn't make the Columbus team, where did they play? St. Brendan's. So I feel like it's almost like that, where it's like, well, I can't compete in this one, but you know what?
The next one.
I want to transition to maybe now. So what if in the next 10 years, that just all that it becomes? Then where do biological women fit when it comes to sports then?
I think biological women, they participate in a women's sport, and if you transition, then you have to have your own league.
So okay, so that's
you have to have your own league.
All right, well, we'll see down the.